Dear Ellen is being brought to us by Dementia Up Close and Personal, American Geriatric Care Management Incorporated, AG Global Senior Care Management, and also being brought to us by My Own Eva.
Good afternoon to everyone. Let me fix my screen. I would like to, okay. Good afternoon to everyone. Sa mga nanonood po dyan, hindi ko po alam, pasensya na po, may technical problems po kami sa transmission, but at least andito po. Kagabi po, nag-meeting kami ng staff ko. Sabi ko sa kanila, I asked them, can we always do this? I lost my Friday nights. I can't go out. I can't. Usually Friday nights, people go out and have dinner outside. But then I committed myself to do live every Friday. Ano pala yun? Ano pala yun? Malaking responsibilidad pala yun. Because before, I just talk to anywhere scheduled. Pero ito, para ka palang nagtitaping. Para kang lagi kang may kausap. Lagi kang may kadate. And ang kadate ko ay yung buong mundo. So, sa mga nandito po na nanonood, sa mga nanonood, merong mga taga Malta, may Hong Kong, may Taiwan, marami, may Canada. Thank you po. And usually yung iba hindi nila napapanood, but after that, nagpi-pick up po yung viewership. Viewership after yung ano, kasi pag nasa Facebook Live, nandyan pa po yan. It's there and you can rewatch it until such time that you know what we remove it, but we're not removing it, but we might migrate it to in a certain time we'll bring it to YouTube. So maraming salamat sa mga nandito. Hindi ko alam kung sino kaya ang nasa daan. Okay, let me see. Meron na ba tayong viewers na mga hindi nawala? Ang daming mga nagtatanong how to join. Hindi ko makita kung saan ako naka-live eh. Can you please check? I cannot see myself. Tingnan natin. Nasaan? Noon, but ayan na. Nag-pick up po yung may viewership. Ayan. Nakita ko na yung sarili ko. Okay. Yan, nakita ko na we're live. So, good afternoon sa lahat po, and this is Ellen Podcast, episode 4. You know, and our title is something very close to my heart na pinili ko po talaga para sa isang kaibigan, at I can also speak of my personal experiences. Ang pamagat po is Still Loving You, Papa, coping with the grief before and after goodbye. So this podcast is inspired by the death of the father of a very good friend, Terry Villanueva, na umattend po ako last Sunday ng kanyang tatay, and nag-usap po kami, and sabi ko I am doing a podcast kasi deeply personal po ito para sa akin. Not just for me, but you know, sa mga marami ring nakikinig ngayon. I hope, can you please check if Terry is on the, nanonood siya ngayon and together with her family and church members. So this is for many people who are listening right now, those who are grieving in silence. You know, today we're talking about a kind of grief that many of us carry quietly. Sa atin lang. This episode po is for anyone loving someone who's fading and who is learning how to live after they've said goodbye. Today's message is inspired by a letter by Terry Villanueva, and to which I want to read to everyone. And this is about the death of her father. Honoring the life, basahin ko po honoring the life of a loving husband, father, and grandpa. So, noong April 7, sabi niya, Dear Ate Ellen, on April 7, 2025, Ramon Villavicencio peacefully departed after the dad of Terry after a long and courageous battle with kidney failure and dialysis complications. Born April 14, halos magka-birthday kami, Aries din. 1951, he lived a full life marked by love, generosity, and faith. He was a caring husband, loving father to 7 children, proud grandfather to 13 beautiful grandchildren, and a responsible big brother to his younger brothers and sisters. His life was a testament to unconditional love, hard work, showing up for his loved ones, and making sacrifices without a question. At the LN, professionally, my dad worked as a sales manager in a ceramics industry. He worked hard for the dedication to support his big family. He has strong people skills, which some friends told me also. I haven't met him personally, but he can easily connect with people and make new friends. Outside of work, my dad found joy in the simple things that brought people together. He loved to sing. Parang lahat tayo mahilig mag-karaoke. He often fills family gathering with music. He likes basketball. Hindi ba lahat man tayo mga Pinoy mahilig sa basketball? Especially coaching young boys. Most of them from his neighbors. Most of them are his neighbors. He's spending time with his family and friends playing games like cards and chess. Later in his life, Dad served faithfully as a member of the El Shaddai, and he lived out his spiritual journey through prayer, worship, and service to others. His generosity and giving spirit taught his children how to give, love, and be strong. He is deeply loved, and his memory will live on with his children and grandchildren. I attended po last Sunday a beautiful celebration of his life in Eagle Rock. So, how my learnings from you, Ate Ellen, helped me with caring for my papa. Ito po yung story niya ni Terry. My father was a strong, proud man who rarely asked for help. But everything changed during the middle of his dialysis journey. Last October 2024, I attended your seminar with the Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce of Pasadena entitled Running Your Business While Raising Your Parents. You as the dementia expert, and I'm thankful that I did. I attended with the intention of learning, but never did I think I think I was there for a reason. I'm so grateful at the Ellen to acknowledge. I'm so grateful to you, Ate Ellen, for the knowledge you shared and for the day that was given to me. My papa's treatments were exhausting, and over time, the illness began to wear down not just his body, but his spirit. We became more irritable, more withdrawn, and sometimes lashed out at the words that stung. I remembered one of your lessons was don't take it personally. His anger wasn't truly aimed at me. It was fear, it was pain, and frustration. Realizing this helped me show up with more patience, love, and understanding to my papa. I learned that proper breathing and staying calm can help, especially with unexpected situations. I learned not to react emotionally when he asked for a lot of things, especially during the time that he was restless, asked for things left and right, and can't even make up his mind. Most importantly, I learned empathy over logic. When he said things that didn't make sense, I stopped trying to correct him. Instead, I listened, nodded, and validated how he was feeling. I controlled myself not to argue, but just be there for him. It was a challenging experience for my papa and our family, but knowing the right response in each situation with our elders makes a lot of difference and truly helps to lighten the load. Your friend, Terry. Terry, if you're listening, thank you for your honesty. Your story is it's a mirror to so many. Let's this and for everyone who is listening, let this be a soft space for us today. You know, we don't have to pretend. We don't have to pretend. We don't have to explain. We will talk about the grief before goodbye, grief after goodbye, and let's breathe and let's begin. So you've seen the pictures of Papa's Papa of Terry, and the words she wrote truly stayed with me. Terry, your words painted the seed of this episode. And the grief after goodbye, how can we keep on moving? So, even when it hurts. Yan ang topic natin today. And to start with, it's the long goodbye. Dementia or an illness is a long goodbye. It's like that it's happening. They never told us that the grief can start even before the funeral. I remember the first time my auntie Nati looked at me, and I could tell she didn't fully recognize me even during the time that I thought she will not forget me. So she smiled, you know, but it wasn't the warm smile of, a loving tita looking at her favorite niece. She was the one who raised me together with my loving mom. And it was polite, but it was distant. Hindi na siya yung tita ko. And that was the day of the grief. That kind of grief that's called anticipatory grief. Parang if it happens when somebody is still alive but the parts of them are already sleeping away. We cook for them. We still brush their hair. We still help them. We still help them walk, go around. But emotionally, nawawala na sila. We're losing them. And it's confusing, right? So ask yourself, bakit parang nagluluksa na ako buhay pa siya? Andyan pa siya. Bakit? But ito yung naging experience ko and a lot of families. Grief doesn't wait for a funeral. It doesn't wait for a funeral. It follows love. That deeper love, that's the earlier ache, yung unang sakit. Pero anong makakatulong doon? But ang first one na pwedeng gawin natin is, pangalanan natin, name your grief. Sabihin niyo yon, I miss the way she used to laugh. I miss the way he or she led the family. I miss the things. Sabihin niyo ano yung nami-miss niyo. Kasi parang this time you are telling yourself may pangalan. It's not something you are already guessing what is this feeling. It's grief even before goodbye. They're still there, but there will come a time you will lose them. And before even saying goodbye, you have already started. You have actually already started when you got the diagnosis. Because dementia or an illness like Terry's dad, there's no turning back. It's just a matter of prolonging, but there's nothing that you can do. Sabi nga nila, every breath hastens death. But at the back of our mind, what's killing us now? The anticipatory grief. So what can we do? What can we do also is to, we save the memories, the photos, the letter. How do we do this? May mga, kung gusto mo, pag kunwari, you're still trying to prepare already that you're going to lose them someday. maingay ang kasi po mataas ang sugar ko. Kasi hyped up ako. Sandali lang. Ipapatayin ko lang ito. Okay. So, how do we do that? You know? Ah, how do we do that? We also need to like pangalanan natin and then we stick to the memories. And then also we can also talk to some people. Let's talk about it. You know? Let's talk about it. But kahit na sabihin mo yun sa ibang tao, it won't minimize the pain eh. Siguro lang makakagaan kapag feeling mo you have somebody to share that pain and they feel the same pain. They can empathize with you. But, you know, we don't need another, at least, andyan pa siya, we need something like, I understand. Okay, yung tipong yun, nakikipag-empathize, oh, that must be so heavy. So, I wanna ask you something. Kailan kayo huling nag-grieve? Even before yung goodbye? Pag alam niyo yung moment na yon, if alam niyo yung moment na yon, paki-message niyo po, paki-post niyo sa ating ito yon yung continuous topic yun. When did you? So, let me honor that with you kasi naramdaman ko yun at ng buong pamilya ko when I lost my tita Nati. So, I was trying to play that song kanina, Perhaps Love, kasi yun yung theme song ko sa kanya at saka yung um, Tears in Heaven. Yung mga kantang yan, ang mga dapat theme song natin, sabi kaya lang baka mamaya maandaw ako. Ang tawag nyo doon? Uh, Ma-copyright ako. So sabi ko sa YouTube naman manggagaling eh. So, okay. Ano tong nangyayari na minsan? Paano yun kung alam mo nang may grief ka, kailan nagsisimula ulit yung grief mo? Kapag yung when the house gets quiet, pag tumahimik na. Kasi kapag nandyan sila, maingay pa eh. Nakikita mo. Kahit sabihin mo na may nararamdaman kang ines, may nararamdaman kang pagod, pero at least, alam mo yon, yun nga again, alam mo nandyan pa eh, kahit na masakit. Paano kung tahimik na? There it comes now. And then here it comes. Huminga ka na. The day we all fear. Yung real goodbye. The real goodbye. The funeral ends. People leave, no? The house becomes quiet. Tapos, you fold their shirt. Inaayos mo na yung kama nila dati. Tapos, inaamoy mo yung pillow nila. Tapos, uupuan mo yung chair na inuupuan na dati na tinutulugan niya. Tapos, maririnig mo yung song na hinaham nila. Nakakasikip ng dibdib yun. Your chest tightens. And then, pag wala na yung mga luto, wala na yung mga kasirolang maingay, mas maingay ngayon. Nakakabingi yung silence. Yung grief na yun is different. It's not loud. It's not confusing tulad nung una. It's just that quiet. Quiet lang siya. And sometimes, andun yung guilt. Guilt that maybe you didn't do good enough. Naramdaman namin yan ng sister ko, cousins ko. What did we have to do? Did we give our best? Guilt that somehow, natapos na rin. Minsan ganun, nagigilty ka si feeling mo, ay, tapos na rin. Pero, tapos may relief ka na because for the first time, hindi ka na on full alert. Hindi ka na yung tipong medyo nakaramdam ka ng relief. Pero, I wanna tell this to you clearly, no? Yung relief na yan, hindi yan betrayal. Numbness is not a failure. You are not a bad daughter. You are not a bad son, or a spouse kung sakali man, or a grandson, or, na loved one. You are just human. Tao ka lang eh. You love with everything you've got. Actually, ikaw ay nag-caregiver, halos ibigay mo lahat. At kung sakali man, there was a time na marami ka pang ginagawa. Minsan, nararamdaman mo rin na wala na sila. Sana ginawa ko to, sana lang ginawa ko. Remember, that was the best that you could do given the circumstances. Tao ka lang. Tao ka lang. You gave it your best shot. And that one, siguro lang mararamdaman mo, hindi mo man lang pinuntahan. But people have their reasons. people usually are, how would you call that? Tama ba yung term ko? Hedonistic, we avoid pain? Yan. Meron din akong ganung klase ano, sometimes alam mo yung pag medyo kakilala ko yung may sakit, hangga't maaari ayoko makita kasi nauuna pa ako. Being an INFJ, yung personality ko, nararamdaman ko lahat. So sometimes I try to veer away. But with some people you love, kahit hindi ka you have your reasons. And that doesn't mean you don't love them. That doesn't mean you didn't grieve. Because you're human and you know how to love. Relief is not betrayal. So now, dahil tahimik na because of the silence, your heart is adjusting. It's adjusting to the silence. So, ano yung makakatulong doon kapag nag-a-adjust na yung puso mo? Siguro, mag-light ka ng kandila. Kausapin mo sila. During the time namatay yung best friend ko of breast cancer, I was grieving. It was really because I thought that, we would grow old together, na kami nakatis, tapos ginagawa pa namin yung mga ginagawa namin as mag-best friend. I was always saying, we thought we're gonna grow old together, and then after that, nawala siya. It was grief. Ang sakit-sakit. But what did I do? I talked to her in the car. Up to now, I still talk to her. Because grief doesn't go away. I still talk to her. Or I talk to them in prayer. Or sometimes in writing. Or sometimes in memory. Alalahanin ng mga gagandang araw. But don't rush healing. Hindi mo pwedeng madaliin yan. Walang deadline yan. There's no deadline in healing. So, it does not leave, as I said. Grief does not leave. But in time, it changes. It softens. Nag-iiba na yung anyo niya and it begins to walk beside you, not through you. Kasi hindi ka makaka-get over. Up to now, hindi pa ako nakaka-get over sa death ng cousin ko, death ng tita ko, death ng mga mahal ko sa buhay at mga taong nakasama ko, yung mga naunang namatay. My lolo and lola, kayo din. Hindi yan nawawala. Nandyan yan. Pero this time, hindi mo na, lumambot na siya. It's not with you anymore. It walks beside you. It is not loud. Hindi na siya confusing tulad nung una mong grief, anticipatory grief. And it's not about survival anymore. It's about presence. And it's about yung presence. It's not about, it's about presence and now absence. Yun na yun. And sometimes, guilt shows up. Marami sa mga caregivers, guilt na baka kulang yung ginawa din nila sa mga alaga nila or kahit papano na ginawaan sila. Minsan may guilt. May guilt. Because finally, wala nang suffering Wala nang suffering. But, I want you to hear it loud and clear. This is what happens when you poured your entire life being into someone and then they go. Ito yung sa mga caregivers. Ito na yung buhay mo o ipinagtrabahuhan mo. Ikaw ang caregiver, binigay mo lahat. Hindi ka naliligo. Ito lahat, kaya mong ibigay lahat. Sa mga may alaga, yun ang trabaho nila, binibigay mo lahat not because, lalo tayong mga Pinoy, hindi dahil sa gusto natin, hindi dahil sa gusto natin, trabaho lang yon hindi Usually Filipinos, lalo sa mga OFW, sa mga caregivers, minamahal natin sila parang atin. So nagbibigay tayo ng sarili natin. Kaya nasasaktan tayo. We Filipinos are very, very caring people. It's in our DNA. And when a patient or, a person we're taking care of passes away, a part of us goes. But it's just a matter of, again, it's just a matter of how do you qualify that now? The grief can now be beside you, not through you. Ganun ang paghawak na hindi ko sila kakalimutan pero nandito. Hindi na ako malulungkot ako pero this time I will just preserve the good memories. So, yan sa mga caregivers, Sa mga caregivers. Paano kung sarili mong tatay o nanay? Ganyan din. Mas dodoblihin mo pa dahil dyan, hindi lang 30%. 100%. 100% nandiyan ka, you know. And then, so, gusto kong banggitin about, how do you keep loving without breaking? Paano yun? You know? How do you do that? Naku, may tawag ako. Sandali lang po may nanggugulo. Oo, sandali lang. Naka-live ako, naka-live, call you back. So, kayo po nawala ang aking screen. So, yon. So, how do we keep loving someone who is changing? Yung parang nangyari sa tatay ni Terry na nag-change siya na hindi na. Paano kung nakikita mo yung tatay mo or yung auntie mo, nag-iiba na. Yung auntie ko nung araw, nagagalit na, nagmumura na, hindi nagmumura yun. O kaya kasi siguro wala siyang alam paano i-express yung sakit, that she's in pain. She's like, hindi na nila alam. Nagbabago yung isang taong nung araw ay napakabait, bigla na lang parang galit na galit sa'yo, nalilisik ang mata. O kaya hindi ka kakilala, minumura ka araw-araw. How do you keep loving someone who has changed? How do you keep loving someone who is gone? We shift. Love does not end. It evolves. Nagbabago yan. So, when Terry's papa saying things that didn't make sense, anong ginawa niya? She stopped correcting papa. She never said, hindi totoo yan. She just held his hand and said, okay lang pa, andito lang ako. That was the language. Yun na yung language nyo sa taong aalis na alam niyong mawawala. So, a language of presence, not proof. Hindi mo kinakailangang magpaliwanag. Kausapin nyo sila. Or minsan, wala na sila, kausapin nyo sila. Kung anong gusto mong di mo nasabi nung araw, just bring it out. Light a candle. Kung kinakailangan umiyak, ilabas nyo, umiyak tayo. Ako nga, nung panahon ng tita ko, hindi ako makaiyak. I was numb. Hindi ko alam kung paano. I was just quiet. Kami ng sister ko, like hindi kami mapakali, hindi kami makakain. It was really different. It was. She's gone for 3 years now. Ngayong May ang pagkamatay niya. I think ilang years na siyang wala. Pero hanggang ngayon nandiyan pa. Hanggang ngayon masakit pa. But we remember her and her pictures. And every time I hear that song, pakinggan nyo yung Perhaps Love Me, sino nga ba yun? John Denver and Placido Domingo. Such a beautiful, my memories of love will see you through. It's about perhaps love. And how many times did we talk about love? Yan yun. And smile when you remember something silly, or minsan sabihin mo lang, naalala mo yon. Hindi dahil sa may kinakausap ko, but at the same time, that's one way of coping up. That's still love. It just found a new voice, and how can we love without breaking? Yun na yun. Reframe your role. Ikaw pa rin yung daughter, ikaw pa rin yung partner. Kung dati asawa mo ang nawala, you're still the grandchild, or naiba lang yung chapter. Pero ikaw pa rin yun. And then create new rituals like a camp, sing their favorite songs, cook their favorite meals, and then share your story. That's what Terry did. She shared her story so that, let your grief comfort somebody else. Someone else. Sabihin nyo ano yung ginawa ninyo, ano yung nakaganda, or ano yung natutunan. Just like Terry, she learned something, she applied it, and it worked. That's the reason why she is sharing her story. Na sabi niya sa akin na, ate, nakatulong sa akin yung narinig ko dun sa seminar mo. And ganyan. Sabi ko, would you like to share that? Sabi niya, yes, by all means. That's the reason why nandito po, sinishare ko yung story ni Terry. Kapag may maganda, i-share ninyo. At kung maganda naman, you honor them. And let that comfort someone else. Let that grief comfort someone else para hindi nila maramdaman at makatulong sila. So, again, ito yung ano natin about grief. Thank you for, nandito kayo ngayon for sitting in the grief, for honoring your love, for, breathing to the heavy parts. For kahit nawala na sila, I hope you remember this. You are still connected to them. Your love is not lost. Your love is not broken. You are simply becoming. If today's episode spoke to your heart, please share it. Because, share it with a friend, with a sibling, and for someone who needs it. At sana naman babanggitin ko uli dito na meron tayo sana yung pakiusap ko na paki-follow po at paki-share yung mga nakikita nyo dito. Ipagsabi nyo kung ano natututunan nyo dito. And I appreciate may mga magugot kaya minsan may mga sumasagot po talaga ako. Kung di ko kayo masagot, sasagutin ko rin. But of course, merong ibang mga admin sa page. But if you send the PM, nababasa ko po yun. Nababasa ko. Again, thank you, Terry, for sharing your story. At ako po, paulit-ulit yung maririnig sa akin yung kwento ng tita natin ko. Because whatever part of this advocacy ginagawa ko, I owe it to her. Siya yung unang caregiver sa family namin. And she has shown me how it is to love. So, ano pa nga ba? Ayan, may mga questions dito na pinadala po from Supremo Hilason Ray. I'm working in Toronto as a caregiver. Ang hirap i-handle ng dementia clients, especially kung sundowning. Totoo po yan. Sundowning ang pinakamahirap. Karamihan yung pagkalito, tapos yung palakad-lakad, tapos irritable na paghapon na. Ay, nako. Makakatulong po yung routine na gabi-gabi, yung mahinang ilaw. Kasi yun nga, nakikita na nila ngayon. Kapag kasi ang analysis ko po dyan, kapag kasi gumagabi na, nagsama nga sundowning, doon nagkakaroon ng shadows. Nag-iiba na yung perspective ng mga kortina, tingin sa kasi nga yung mata nila, baka may macular degeneration, iba na yung perception na iiba. Actually, yun eh. Tapos, at the same time, nauubos na rin yung lakas nila. So, irritable na sila. Hindi nila masabi ang pain. Pero ang tita ko before, sinasabi niya, may mga tao nagrarally sa labas ng bahay natin. Sabi ko, meron? Oo, isara mo yung anong kailangan ng mga tao yung tumawag ka ng pulis. Sabi ko, sisilipin ko, ay, oo nga, isara natin ang mga bintana. Kasi tapos, kunwari lalabas ako sa door. Who are you guys? What do you need from us? Go away, I'm gonna call the police. And then, isasara ko yung mga pinto. And then, sabihin ko, tita, umaalis na sila kasi alam nila dadating na yung police. So my tita will slowly, feel. And I will close all the windows. Sasara ko na rin yun. At ibubukas ko yung lahat ng ilaw so that mawawala ang mga shadows. O kaya minsan, pagod na paghapon, doon na sila nagiging irritable. Or paghapon na rin, gutom na rin. Or something like, baka meron silang di masabi. So, sundowning is really a problem. But pag ganon, pag sinasabi lang may masakit, ayunan mo. Talaga, masakit? How do you feel? Saan ang gagaling? Talaga? And then after that, try directing their mas maliwanag, mas maganda. Kasi pag ginawa mong madilim, ay lalo yung matatakot. So, iparamdam mo sa kanila na, safe ka rito. Kasama mo, andito lang ako. Tsaka, sabihin mo na lang na, kung ano yung sinasabi niya na, kasi yung mga ganito, ayunan mo na lang. Kasi minsan yung agitation, nakakaano rin yan, lalo na humahaba sa hapon. So, meron ako mga ilalagay siguro dito. Papadala ko sa iyo to sa Supremo. I can send you routine guide for sundowning. I-remind nyo ako, staff remind mo ako, I'll send it to you para may magamit ka cue card mo na anong gagawin mo kapag ito. I can send that to you. And question from Cecil Veloso, I lost my husband after 50 wonderful years. Golden. Ang sakit sobra. It will be a forever grieving, but life goes on, and with the help of God, comfort is at my side. My mom has been gone for some time now, and the grieving process is still there. Yes, Cecil, I feel you. The grieving process will always be there, but it just takes a new form. It softens up. Hindi na siya yung sinasaksak, pero katabi mo na siya. It will never go. The healing process will take a long time or a lifetime because we love them. But they can serve as our inspiration, and they can serve as also a motivation to lead a good life. Whatever, like a mistake that was done that got their lives, siguro it could be a lesson also. And then just feel the love. Kasi love is universal. Nandyan yan eh. Kaya nga yung nauna lang sila. Nauna lang sila. Pagdating ng araw, we will be reunited. And God, prayers actually heal a lot of grief, of pain. Pag alam natin pinagpa-ubayan na natin sa kanila yun, nagpapahinga na sila. Isipin na lang natin na hopefully pagdating ng araw, we will pass peacefully and join them later. You know? So thank you for sharing that, Cecil. Yeah. So, ano pa ba to? Meron pa, may question 2. Yung question 1, meron pa palang question 1. Sorry, Maria Rosario Cansiccio Dantic. Paano po kaya mapapakalma yung inilalak ang pinto kasi daw may mga hapon? Yun. Normal yun sa dementia. Parang si tita ko. Mga ano naman yung rally. Gawin mo lang, kunwari sabi, may mga hapon. Sabi mo, oo nga, isara natin lahat. Isara natin. Sakyan mo na lang para magtago tayo. O wag ka maglala, aawayin ko silang lahat para sa'yo. Hindi ako papayag na galawin ka nila. Make her feel safe. Para kumalma siya. O sabi mo, anong gusto mong gawin natin? Anong gusto mong gawin natin sa mga hapon na yan? Kunwari lang, nakikita mo yung nakikita niya. Kayo, umalis kayo dito. Ganon. Awayin mo. Wala kang nakikita. Sakyan mo lang. Kasi pag kinontra mo, sasabihin niya na wala na siya magagalit. Lalo wala akong kakampi, walang naniniwala sa akin. Pero kung sabihin mo, nasa ng mga hapon? Sige, pagtahan natin ng mga hapon. Aawayin ko sila. Okay, magtago ka na. Magtago ka na. Hindi natin, kayang-kaya natin yan. Tatawag ako ng pulis. Okay, sabihin mo, anong gusto mong gawin ko sa kanila? Sabihin mo sa akin, ako lalabas dyan. Tapos lumabas ka, sigawan mo yung mga hapon. Go on with it. Pero isipin mo rin kung lagi nangyayari yan kasi tignan mo yung ano yung trigger. Ba't niya iniisip yung hapon? Baka may nakikita siya or what. Again, mag-James Bond ka, ano yung ba't kasi sinasabing hapon? Meron nagtitrigger sa kanya kung bakit may mga hapon. Ibig sabihin yan, siguro nung story niya nung araw, takot siya sa hapon. You know? Takot siya sa hapon. So, it means that because ina-associate niya yung hapon sa fear. So, may kinakatakutan siyang iba. So, tignan natin, lalo na kung inay sundowning sa gabi, or may nakikita siya, just ipakwento mo, bakit pagalit na? Ano ba nangyari sa'yo during panahon? Kapag malamig ang ulo niya. But again, go along with it. That will work. Text mo ako, tawagan mo ako ulit kung that work. Okay? Okay, so, and then, meron tayong galing kay Ren Tejadilla. My father was diagnosed having dementia from 2 years ago. 58 lang siya nung time na yon. Caregiver po ako but never ako nagkaroon ng patient with dementia. Ngayon lang po sa father ko. Mas mahirap po. Kaya nung nag-search ako at humanap ng community na ganito, swerte ko po, nakita ko kayo. Thank you, Ren. Yeah. Hindi kasi, alam niyo, may mga nagpa-practice, nagkukwento about dementia. Then they say this one, ganyan. Parang hindi mo maintindihan kasi sa akin, para maintindihan nyo, I'm trying to give it more empathy kasi naramdaman ko yan. Hindi ko lang pinag-aralan. Kaya nga sabi ko, hindi ako nagle-lecture, nakikipagkwentuhan ako sa inyo. It's pakikipagkwentuhan. us to share stories. And from the stories, we learn from each other. Kasi dementia is really tough. Is really tough. Iyan ang pinakamahirap na sakit that's going to afflict a human being. So, Red, follow ka lang sa page. Marami. And then, feel free. I'll try my best to answer questions, lalo na ngayon na tatay mo yan. Mahirap talaga yan. Lalo na, ako nga eh. There was a time, I bring patients to the hospital, care manager ako, kumakapayo ako sa ibang pamilya tungkol sa dementia, ganyan. Nung tita ko na, sabi ko sa iyo, para akong tuod. Hindi ako makasalita kasi iba yung sarili mong pamilya. Kaya there are some doctors, they can't even operate on their relatives or families. Ako, nung una kong nakita yung kapatid ko, sinaksakan ng antibiotic sa vein. Tili ng tili. Ako yung unang hinimatay. Yung mami ko, nung nagkaroon ng leak siya sa likod because she's in pain. Ako yung unang hihimatayin, buti na lang may upuan doon. Si pagpamilya mo iba. Kaya Ren, I feel you. Really, I feel you. So I would love to be of help. I'll pray for you and for the strength that you that pwede ko maitulong. So sa puso, talagang hindi madaling tanggapin yan. Tsaka ang bata pa niya. Pero kung first time dementia caregiver ka, dito lang. Panoorin mo yung mga reality orientation, yung mga pinagsasabi ko dyan. That's very practical. And eventually, we will have our dementia caregiving course. And I would love to be of help to you. Okay, I'm just a PM away. Okay? So, baka konti lang yan. Meron ako dito ngayon para sa, 7:56 na, pero late naman tayong dumating eh. Meron ako dito kasing question na natanggap about, sandali lang po. Ito. Sa may mga mag-asawa naman ito. May question niya eh. Teka, yun lang. Ito. Ito na lang. Hello po ma'am. Pina-emergency ko yesterday si mama waiting for result chest ray exam about ultrasound. Hindi. More on to. Ito yung para sa mag-asawa. Minsan po, yung mga sa tingin yung eto. Ito pala. Ito. Yung episode 5. Why does my mom keep accusing me? Or sabihin na natin, why does my alaga or my senior keep accusing me? Yun ang next topic natin. Understanding paranoia. Yung tipong ninakaw mo ang mga alahas ko, ninanakaw mo pera ko, kinain mo pagkain ko. There's always pinagbibintangan ka lagi. How do you address that? Ito po ay sa May 30, 2025, same time po dito, and it will be for the podcast for connecting the caregivers. Alam mo, connecting with particularly all caregivers. How do you, ano nyo doon? So, it will be, why does it hurt so much when a person you love suddenly turns against you? If you've ever been accused of stealing, di ba? Or hiding or betraying by someone with dementia, lalong-lalo na kung mahal mo sa buhay, this episode is for you. We'll talk about the most painful behavior no one warned you about. Hindi nila sinabi sa inyo, paranoia. Yung paranoia na yan, bakit siya nangyayari, and how to respond without breaking down, and how to protect your heart when love turns into suspicion. So, next, po yan? The 30th po. Hindi po yan kasi medyo, meron po akong speaking engagement in Mexico. So, hindi ko po siya maila-live, but I will record that and I will make sure that I can, I can impart to you that knowledge for the week para hindi nyo ma-miss kahit isang linggo lang. So, sa po yan? Sa next, next Friday, May 30, May 30. Nagbago na naman ng ilaw ko, namuti na naman ako. So, anyway, is there, teka, tatanungin ko po ang staff, wala na? Okay. Uy, meron bago. Question from Joanne Camino Dilan. Any tips po to convince them to eat? Mas gusto niya po kasing matulog na lang. Nagagalit pag inaaya kumain. Okay, Joanne. Normal sa dementia yung mawala ng gana sa pagkain. Lalo na kung antukin o wala sa mood, you know. Imbis pilitin mo, pwede mong sabihin na, tignan natin to. Masarap pa. You know, paborito. Kasi pag paborito mo to or maliliit na portion, parang it's going to be, how would I say, mapipilitan. Minsan, dapat tignan natin, bakit ayaw kumain? You know? Sandali, itong ilaw ka, ayusin ko lang. Ayusin ko lang. Nasisilaw ako. Kaya, bakit ayaw nilang kumain? Kasi minsan, baka masakit ang ipin. Or minsan naman, baka matigas yung pagkain. Or minsan naman, papakain mo, kinakailangan siyang kailangan siyang consistent ang maliliit. Kunwari pagkain tikim-tikim, lalo na sa mga hindi yan kakain ng 3 times a day na malalaki. Maliliit lang bigay nyo. Unti-unti. Makakalimutan na naman niya. Sometimes naman kasi nakakalimutan nilang kumain na. Nakakalimutan nila yon, to be honest with you. Ang alam nila, kumain na sila. So, ang gagawin mo lang, bibigyan mo maliliit. O kaya papaalala mo. Or minsan, kumakain ka sa harap nila. Sarap Gusto mo? Ganon. Hindi yung So, o kaya naman, huwag mo pakainin pag naantok na. Alam mo sa totoo lang, mga seniors, they will always be inaantok. Sabagay, senior na ako, antok na antok ko lagi. Pinakamasarap na tayo ng buhay ko, natutulog ako eh. So, kasi baka may mga reasons for that na ayaw nila. O baka naman, napakaingay. Or let them focus on the food. Let them focus on the food. Kasi minsan baka ang daming tao dyan sa paligid, ang daming ganyan, magulo kung tumatakbo yung ganito. Or minsan pagkadami-daming pagkain, konti lang. Konti lang. I'll try to post, remind me also, ladies, the team to post that. Sasagutin ko po yan. Yan. Ano to? Question 5. Sino may sabing FB Live every Saturday na? No, it's still Friday. It's still Friday. Kamali lang ako. Okay. I'll give you Joanne ng visual guide sa mealtime para sa encouragement. I'll send that to you. Basta follower kayo Mag-follow kayo. Okay. Question from Lely Alsola. Meron po ba kayong upcoming seminar tungkol sa dementia? Nandito po ako sa Northridge, LA. Salamat po sa mga reels niyo. Gustong-gusto ko yan, Lely. Magkakaroon soon. Dyan sa may San Fernando Valley. There are actually, may umaayos yan. Inaayos ng music and arts. Magkakaroon po tayo dyan sa At ipagsabi natin. Malapit na. Sa Pilipinas, sana matuloy. I will see you in August. Sana matuloy at gusto ko kayong makita lahat sa Pilipinas. And then, may pumapasok pa. Okay. Mukhang okay na tayo, So, sa mga nanood, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat. Please follow the page. Not Ellen Samson. The page. Yan po kinakailangan para sa ganoon marami pa tayong makuhang tao at makakuha tayo ng maraming taong matutulungan. I-share ninyo, i-follow nyo yung page, i-like, ipagsabi po. Natutuwa ako na minsan may nagpo-post sa ibang group, sabi, follow nyo po si Miss Ellen. Yun ang sagot nyo doon sa question. Kaya ang ginagawa ko minsan, ako na mismo sumasagot. Ang buhay ko po ay pagtulong sa matatanda at sa mga caregivers. Yan po ang buhay ko. Yan ang gustong-gusto kong gawin. Kung pwede lang din ako magtrabaho ng iba, kaya lang po syempre kinakailangan nating gasolina, kailangan nating support sa pamilya. Pero kung pwede lang, ito na lang ang gawin ko, gugustuhin ko pa na makadaupang palad kayo. So hanggang next week po, sa isa pang Dear Ellen, magpadala po kayo ng mga sulat kahit hindi pa, para at least nasasagot ko ng buo. So, ako po ay isang PM lang at isang tawag lang. Pero watch out for the seminars and watch out also for the new reels that's coming out every day. So, again, maraming salamat po, Ellen Samson po. Thank you for spending your time with me and to my team. Salamat sa team po namin, my own Eva and my AG Global and American Geriatric. Salamat po sa mga tumulong. Thank you. Ang ating subscribers at followers, gusto ko pong ipakilala sa inyo ang aking baby, say hello to everyone. This is Boba, ang akin pong baby kasi wala po akong apo. Hello, everybody na magpapadala ng likes at magpa-follow, ihahalik ko kayo kay Boba.
Dear Ellen is being brought to us by Dementia Up Close and Personal, American Geriatric Care Management Incorporated, AG Global Senior Care Management, and also being brought to us by My Own Eva.